Hey, good morning. I'm showing 0700 hours. We'll get started with today's operational briefing for the Dixie incident for August 27th, 2021. My name is Chris Kerr, the Plans Section Chief for IMT1. You can please do me a favor, grab your cell phones, put them on silent, turn down your radios, and keep all side conversations outside the briefing area so that everybody gets a good briefing. We'll go ahead and get started with the incident situation update.
Good morning, everyone. John Hagee, Night Ops. So another good productive day and night last night. We'll go ahead and start off in the Lassen sector in Branch 9. Division Kilo was flown with an IR last night. Still showing a lot of heat all the way up to the division break, so that's going to need some attention today. Division Lima is looking good, but still has a lot of work on the south side of basically the little slop over that comes out of Division Lima. Moving to Branch 13 in Division Papa, Butte Lake is holding, so that's looking good from the previous day's operation. And they started the firing operation basically moving back to the west. Changed fuels, got the humidity up last night, so we had to cease our firing operation about 2 a.m. due to lack of consumption. Moving into Branch 16, Romeo, Tango, and Union are basically all in mop-up, but we're still getting spots in the Silver Lake area, so still some heat and some attention that's going to be needed in there. Division Quebec, that's where our issues were yesterday. About 6 o'clock, had a wind shift out of the south, kind of pushed our lines. We had to fall back, redirect some of our efforts, and we did another firing operation last night, basically tying in the P-line road to the 3261 road. So that's holding as of this morning. Moving the Westwood sector, everything's looking good, mostly calls for service, but the meadow is still giving us some issues, some of the smoldering grass in that area. Janesville branch is looking good. Everyone have a safe shift.
Thank you. Moving on to the incident objectives. There have been no changes to the management or control objectives. Please reference those on your 202. Weather.
Hey, good morning. Derek Williams, incident meteorologist. So another quiet weather day today. Terrain-driven wind type day. Very light. Although the light winds overall have kind of filtered the smoke in the valley, so there could be a delay in the development of those terrain winds today. So upslope, generally 5 to 7 miles per hour today. And by late afternoon, we could see another northerly to northeast push with those winds. But overall, very light winds. Still quite warm today, rising to above normal levels in the 80s and close to 90 here in the valley. Relative humidities starting out pretty dry with poor mid-slope and upper slope recoveries in the 40 to 50% range. And then as we get into today, and especially late this afternoon, those humidities will drop below critical levels in the 10 to 15% range. So very warm, very dry today, light winds. And as we get into tonight, we'll see another push from the northeast. And by morning, tomorrow morning, we'll see those winds probably out of the east. So we're kind of going around the horn as far as wind directions go. So again, tonight, that's probably the most important aspect of the weather is another push of northeast winds tonight. Next couple of days, still warming up, especially Sunday. That'll be the peak in temperatures. And then Sunday, we could start to see those winds shift around to the southwest as another trough approaches the west coast. That's all I have, and have a safe shift.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, Don Watt with Fire Behavior. So the big thing today is the shifting winds. We've had that southwest flow. We're going to start seeing it transition. This morning it's going to be light and calm. Just make sure where you're working you have an idea of how that terrain's going to affect your wind. Up in the north side, we have a lot of flat terrain with some peaks. It'll try and curl around those peaks. So even though you have southwest to north shift today, it may be in a different direction. The other big thing is the shading today. We have shading over most of the fire. It should start clearing out in the north and the south. The north and the east side over here in the Janesville. The big thing with that is even though we have that shaded, we're still looking at about 70% probably ignition. Once it clears out, you're going to be over 90%. So once again, spotting will be an issue. So watch your areas that you might see that wind shift, especially in Branch 9 and that mesa over there and Janesville on the top. Those winds, if they clear out and start developing up aloft and you start getting a little bit of calm, you will start seeing some spotting. Third of a mile to half a mile to start off with. If you get a good calm development that gets up into higher transport winds, expect longer spotting distances. And then once again, just remember to watch your wind and terrain alignment, and that will increase your fire activity. Have a safe shift.
Operational work assignments.
Good morning. My name is Mike Wink, and I'm the Operations Section Chief. I've been working closely with Mark Brunton from Team 3. Had a good pass down. We're going to continue all of their efforts and everything you've been doing. Organizationally, you'll see one big change today. We have a Shasta sector, okay, right along the county line between Lassen County and Shasta County on this northern piece, kind of on this northwest side. That's now the Shasta sector. So you'll see that, but no change in the naming convention, just adding some additional leadership up there. So as we get here into the Westwood branch, the Westwood sector, no changes in there. Continuing calls for service there in the Meadow Valley, all along the Highway 36 corridor. A lot of that stuff is visible, those log decks that are along there, and the stuff in the valley, that continues to be things you'll be working on. Down here in the Janesville piece, you'd heard the weather. There's a lot of wind that's going to be coming gentle, but it's going to go in a clockwise fashion, right? It's going to come out of the northeast, then the east, then the southeast, and then the southwest over the next few days. So all that stuff's going to be tested. As we go back up here into what we're going to call now the Shasta sector, we've got branch 9 and branch 13 up there. Same thing. Those are going to be affected by all those winds. So the south end in branch 9, we'll be looking at that wind test this afternoon and today. And then we have to work in branch 13 below Old Station, working on those primary lines right on the fire's edge, doing that mop up so that Monday when things change from the southwest, that we have some mop up with some depth in there, because that's going to test those lines, as well as in branch 16 over here in the Lassen sector. Once again, same thing, going to work on strengthening those lines, mopping those things up, continuing to gain depth. So we have a good plan out there. We have that one section change. You'll get a lot more detailed information about firing, mop up, patrol, all those things in your breakouts. Thank you. Have a good shift.
A branch and division roll call.
Good morning, Jordan Weber, Resource Unit Team 1 for your branch and divisional roll call for the Butte sector, branch 1, Morris, and Division Alpha, Costa, Butte Fire Suppression Repair, Derby. For the Shasta sector, Fields, Division Juliet, Walton, Division Lima, Cox, branch 13, Klemick, Division November and Oscar are in the field. For Division Papa, Bots. Lassen IA, Rice, in the field. Shasta Contingency, Petro. For the Lassen sector, Prather. Branch 16, Felix. Division Quebec, Strobecki. Division Romeo, Milovich. Can cross out LaRusso. For sector, or Westwood sector, Benhoven. And in the clear branch, we have a write-in, Ramirez. For Duffy, Boyce. Westwood, Schindler. Lassen Fire Suppression Repair, Hauser. For Janesville branch, Andres. And Ehrlich. Okay, and Milford, Frawley. Hicks, O'Neill. And Antelope, Edson. All right, thanks. Have a great day.
Air operations.
Good morning. Matt Hill, Air Operations, CAL FIRE Team 1. For fixed wing today, we'll have air attack, an ASM, 2 S2s, and 1 LAT. For rotor wing, we have 10 Type 1s, 3 Type 2s, and 6 Type 3s in the west zone. We also have 2 UASs. For 24-hour guard ALS hoist, we have guard 840 as our primary and guard 822 as our secondary. We have one mobile retardant base over at Old Station, and we have two heli bases, one at Eagle Lake and one at Battle Creek. Please monitor air-to-ground command divisions and above, and then everyone else air-to-ground TAC, and make it a safe shift.
Communications.
Hi, good morning. Corey Costa, COML trainee. For today's operational period of August 27th, there is no change to the comm plan. The last clone was August 24th and 25th, so if you're new to the incident or you haven't been to the communications in the last few days to get a clone, please come by. Your West Zone 205s will be on pages 40 and 41 of the IEP, and East Zone 205 will be on page 42. As always, any questions, concerns, radio issues, coverage issues, come see us at Communications. We're at the end of Main Street, down by Supply. Have a safe shift.
Medical.
Good morning, Mike Brown, Medical Unit Leader. Please turn to page 45 in your IAP. You'll find the medical plan. For in-camp medical needs, we have CalMat past feeding before the comms trailer. Today we have 4 ALS ambulances out on the line, 3 line medic teams, and a REMS team. Pay special attention to box 8. The left-hand column is the procedures you need to follow if we have a line emergency, and the column on the right is the information we need to mitigate your emergency. If you have any questions, I'm on trailer row. Have a safe shift.
Safety.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Brad Niven with Safety. So for today, we'll have line safeties in all your branches. Please make sure that you are reporting any and all accidents or injuries so we can get those line safeties out there to get the reports done that are necessary. Next, medical mentioned it, IWI procedures. Please make sure that everybody, down to everybody that's out on the line, is well versed in the IWI procedures. Have a primary plan, an alternate plan, a contingency plan, and an emergency plan for those IWIs. And don't rely on aircraft to be your primary means of getting an injured person off the line. Lastly, driving, specifically here in Susanville. When we're here in Susanville proper, make sure we reduce our speeds. Let's be good friends to the people that call Susanville home. Thank you.
Information.
Good morning, Emily Smith, Public Information. If you'd like to join me on page 50 in your IEP, and I have some numbers that you can write in. For the current acreage on the Dixie incident, it's 750,672 acres at 46% containment, and there's 4,753 personnel assigned. On this page at the top, you'll find the information and the media phone numbers. If you come across the public and or the media on your line, please have them utilize that number and we can get them what they need. Also on this page is the CAL FIRE and federal social media policies. We please ask to adhere to those policies while here. And if you have any photos or video content that you would like to post, please come by the PIO shop so we can vet those first. We also have 2 QR codes on the bottom, one linking to the incident update that comes out at 7 and 7, as well as to the evacuation map in case you run across people out in the public that have questions. We also do have a lost and found located at the PIO trailer out front, as well as we are doing mail service, so there's quite a few packages. Come by and see us. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. A couple of announcements. If you're here as a trainee, we do have a training tech spec on site. Please make sure you go check in and get credit for this assignment. Additionally, this camp will be moving in the next 48 to 72 hours, so make sure you're paying attention, getting good pass downs from the people that you're relieving, and we'll make sure that that information flow gets out to everybody. With that, final comments from the Unified Incident Commanders.
Good morning, Jay Lusher from the Unified ICs. I want to thank everybody that's been here. It's been a long pull. Their crowd's a lot smaller than it used to be. But the folks that are still here have dedicated a lot of effort and they made a lot of accomplishment. I want to thank CAL FIRE Team 3 for all their work, their dedication, adaptability, and perseverance. There's a lot of black line on that map from their efforts and the efforts of all of you. I want to welcome Team 1. They still have a big challenge ahead. There's definitely some hard pieces of line out there, and I'm confident that they'll be able to carry that forward. Today is my last day here also, and so I really appreciate all the work that you all have done. As I head to drive back to the Rocky Mountains, I want all of you to think about who's in the background helping you out while you're out here. My wife's back in Denver. Every day she sends me a picture of our dog, which is a little bit of inspiration for me. So reach out, make sure you touch base at home. Those folks have a hard job too to hold down the home front while you're out here protecting the citizens of California. Thank you.
All right, good morning. Nick Truex. I'm the incident commander for CAL FIRE IMT-1 and one of the unified incident commanders for the Dixie incident now. Jay, thank you. Outstanding fire leader right there. We were very fortunate to have him in California the last 3 weeks working with Billy and Team 3. Team 3, outstanding job. Those of you that are still here, appreciate the transition. Our goal is to make it as seamless as possible. You know, you saw one sector, but this is just fire stuff that, you know, we're going to add in spots and reduce in other spots that you'll see. And then the other big change you just heard about is we're going to have to move our base camp due to some other things the fair has going on here. So you'll see that over the next 3 or 4 days. So be patient with us. We'll try and make that switch as easy as we can for you. So we'll be here for the next few weeks, obviously. We want to try and get this thing put to bed to where we can give this back to the forest and the local units in as good a condition as we possibly can. One stat that I'm still very proud of, we were here you know, a month ago on this incident early on, and the safety record on this incident for what the size of the incident that we're dealing with is impressive. 6 reportable injuries so far in well over 40 days of a huge fire with almost, I think every day of this thing, there's been active firefights somewhere on this incident. So that's something to be very proud of. And again, our goal is the same as the other team, all the other teams that have been on this incident in both zones, is to get all of you home safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, breakout locations. Westwood sector is still behind the stage in the open field. Shasta and the Lassen sectors back behind near Trailer Row. Next briefing will be here, 0700. Have a safe shift. Turn on your radios and your phones.